love with since I was 22 years old.
Because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
Breaking news, a fiery plane crash in Pennsylvania. The FAA says 5 people were on board the plane when it crashed.
I do partnership, not ownership. Sure. You're not my property. I don't even want to own you. I want to partner in this situation.
What mother leaves her young kids alone in the house for 4 years?
And it's against my religion to tell y'all my business.
You've been in cars that time?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that.
Hey y'all. Come on in. It's Saturday, and you know Saturdays are for the collective news. Come on, we got a lot of topics to talk about. Come on in, say hello. If you guys are new here, my name's Ashley. This is My Sweet Perspective, and you know I'm here to put you on, talking all things TV and movie related, and of course the collective news. And y'all see her, y'all love her, Tyra over at Struggle Reviews. How are you today? And are you ready to get into the collective news?
I'm awesome, and I'm nervous because we're always surprised. Ashley really knows what I have in store, and I for sure don't know what Ashley has in store. So I'm a little nervous, but let's go.
Don't be nervous. But we're
gonna be in the deep streets of TikTok.
You know, I try a little bit, but let's get over here and let's go right to the most, I guess, the biggest news of the week that everybody was waiting on.
This morning, a juror from
the Diddy verdict, and of course, some of the jurors getting backlash, some celebrity reactions, and also Cassie having a victim of her own. Let's get into it.
Sean Diddy Combs' trial requesting to remain anonymous, slamming the notion that the music mogul's celebrity profile drove their decision. In a statement to ABC News saying, "I found that statement highly insulting and belittling to the jury and the deliberation process, who they are." The jury of 8 men and 4 women acquitted the rap titan of the most severe charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, but convicted him on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution as it relates to ex-girlfriends Cassie Ventura and the woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane. An alternate juror telling CNN, though he wasn't part of the deliberations, he agrees with the verdict. Now, Combs will remain in a Brooklyn detention center while he awaits sentencing. The date has not been set, but the judge proposed holding that hearing in October with.
Just like I thought, Diddy is not coming home. He will not be getting bail. I think bail denied for maybe like the 4th time. I think this is like the 4th bail denial, okay? Even though the RICO charge was dropped today, he still has to wait in jail for his sentencing. His sentencing is in October. So he got a couple of months to wait. Not too long. That's not too far away. He will be fine. All these people acting like, oh, he didn't get out of jail. Girl, bye. He don't need to get out of jail. Let him stay where he needs to stay right now. Let me tell y'all something. The little Diddy, I call him Little Diddy, the one that looked just like him, little brown one. He's outside doing push-ups and stuff, acting real crazy, just shaming his family outside of the courthouse. Is he a little slow? Like every time I see him, and he's always doing something weird. And also, Cassie, she wrote a letter to the judge today. I believe they said that her letter was the reason why the judge denied bail for today, okay? So I don't know what she wrote in the letter, but she said, do not let this man free. I know him. Don't do it, okay? All right, well.
So good morning. I am.
Let's stop right there before we get into Cassie's victim over here. Ultimately, Puffy or Diddy, whoever, whatever y'all want to call him, the most serious charges, the RICO, the trafficking, all of that was thrown out, and he was convicted of 2 of the lesser charges, which were around the prostitution, which everyone kind of said that was going to be the slam dunk in the case. And of course, immediately the lawyers was like, well, can he come home, right? We have 4th of July festivities. Can he go home immediately? And so that was kind of up in the air, but of course they denied that. And apparently, I don't believe that sentencing will be what they say till October. And so that's when we'll find out the ultimate, whatever it's going to be. It looks like he can get up to 10 years on each of those charges, potentially doing 20 years. But everybody is saying that the judge is very fair. They're probably going to do something like time served and probation since he's a first time offender or, whatever. Tyra, what did you think about how this all panned out? Was this what you predicted?
Of course. I think anybody who really thought that it was going to be a slam dunk in jail for Diddy, I feel like it was a little delusional. Like, this has been a performance, a theatrical. Like, it's been a theatrical event for me. It's been stunts and shows since this occurred. It's just been really sensationalized, and I think the plot, if anybody cared about it, was lost along the way. For so much of this case, the focus has been elsewhere and, demonizing, victims, whether you believe they're a victim or not. Like, it's just been it felt like they were on trial more so than Diddy half the time. So I'm not surprised. And not even just that, regardless of the trial, Cassie, anybody else who took the stand, Diddy has been running rampant forever since I've been alive. I know that much. And I know that there were several people just hoping that their name didn't get called because they may be on a certain level. And then there were people on even more larger levels like, oh no, my name's definitely not getting called because this is only going to go so far. For Diddy to do some time and to get like real heavy in the depths of what he did for how long and who he did it with, some people would have to, stand up and be noted. And I think it goes anywhere from your celebrity to politicians to, NBA, WNBA, anybody, everybody, pastors, everybody. And I just feel like it's people that are making sure that they're covered along with Diddy, making sure that he's covered. It can't just be Diddy. I think everybody just thought this was going to be in the vein of like, all right, let's get this R. Kelly moving. Mm-hmm. We're going to wrap this up and he's going to do time. This is completely different. And this is not Robert. This is Sean. And Sean knows people who knows people who knows people. And if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. And I don't think everybody wanted to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of elements. Was there pressure applied to certain witnesses? Because the case kind of derailed with some of those final witnesses when they took the stand and had stories that were conveniently not in alignment with what their original statements were to the prosecution. Ultimately, I mean, let me ask this. Do you think it's fair? Do you think that this is just desserts? Do you think the RICO was an overreach? Like, how do you feel with him at least getting convicted of something?
I mean, it's something, but it's like, it's nothing at the end of the day. Like, do we really think Diddy's going to get 10 years? Like, I'm sure Tory Lanez got more time than whatever Diddy's expected to get. And that's if he does any time at all. Like, I don't see him doing any time. I think that this was maybe a slap of, oh, from now on, I'm definitely going to move different. You ain't got to hear about me nowhere in nobody's circles because I know better now. This feels like a slap on the wrist. At best, he maybe do like minimal time, and I mean like minimal, like 2 and 3 years or something. But I don't even think he does that. I think they're going to give him time served for
all of there. Just over maybe a year and 6 months, if it really is October. Yeah. When the judge comes down with the final sentencing, I think they're going to do time served and some modicum of probation.
Yeah.
Like, we've got our eye on you. Honestly, to me, this really just felt like, all right, you didn't listen. You didn't think fat meets greasy. We're going to just embarrass you. To me, this was just like, let me air you out completely. Mm-hmm. Because they say what the feds have like a 98% conviction rate.
Yeah.
They knew what it was. Why would you go for RICO knowing that wasn't going to be what you proved? Again, I think he need to be up under the jail. I think he's despicable and dirty. I think it goes beyond what they say, Frico's not a RICO. I still feel how I feel. At the end of the day, he's an abuser of people. He's a manipulator. But is it on that scale? It wasn't proven, and I guess we the courts. And
prior to this, because I watch a lot of little news and stuff, Diddy was acting up. I think this was definitely like a little gut punch of, regardless of, who you think you are and how long you've been able to reign, it felt like a you're not bigger than the program type situation. Because he was, speaking out, the music wasn't selling, as much, and he felt like he was being disenfranchised. And the thing with Ciroc, and we just knew Diddy owned Ciroc. We did not. We did not. It's just like, well, y'all treating this man like this, but the brother man, me over here, I'm getting. It's like, well, hold up, like, not you speaking out against the situation or whatever your mistreatment. Let us show you, what it could really be. It felt like don't try us, and I doubt he'll try anybody ever again.
And he need not. But you know what's crazy, Tyra?
What?
I don't think he's done, because for me, like Diddy is a degenerate. Like that, this kind of like his fantasies and all of that doesn't just go away. Will he be doing the freak offs to this level? I don't know. I don't think so. I think he'll just be very careful about who he vets for his freak offs going forward. I don't think the freak offs or the behavior stuff.
The freak offs, the mistreatment, the artist, the whole thing. I'm saying, like, don't try like the establishment. Like, you're not bigger than the program. You're maybe, a link in the chain, but you're on the, lower of the totem pole of that chain, and then you're black. Don't play with this. The freak offs are still gonna freak off, because unfortunately there will always be women and men willing to participate. And I'm sure there are people who were, down for the get down, like, ooh, I wonder if he gonna call me when he touched down.
Listen, like already ready, like, okay. And we're going to hear from this next guy who's actually not accusing Diddy, but he's accusing Cassie. He says that Cassie's the one that procured him. Cassie is the one who SA'd him, making him do things with her, not fully situated, and giving him an STI and all of these things. And apparently what she said on the bench at Diddy's trial, I guess he says this confirms his lawsuit. He offered for her to settle out of court some time ago. I'm going to get these super chats, and then we're going to play what he has to say. Also, if you watch Unwind with Tasha K, he just did a full hour and something interview with her as well. Hey, Swag fan, thank you so much for coming through, showing love. We appreciate the $5 super chat. Hi, peoples. AJ say, looking good, ladies. Thank you, AJ. And DeMarcus over here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, boo. Remember that in G-Dep music video featuring P. Diddy, Let's Get It, P. Diddy did say not guilty. This could have foreshadowed the verdict of this.
DeMarcus, don't make this money take this money. Ain't no way you can take this from me. What?
Is Diddy a prophet?
I mean, this could also be a catalyst for even more degenerate behavior, because when we was, not guilty and Let's Get It, that was what, 2000-ish, early 2000s, and we had got off of that case, and we know Shine took that charge and all those things. And then if it's like, because I think that was the same catalyst for R. Kelly, like it was a whole tape around, and
in the early 90s.
Yeah, whole tape, went to court, all of that, got off. Y'all seen the Boondocks episode. Like, it was all of that. Like, are you gonna tame, or are you gonna feel like, well, I got away like once, twice? Like, I'm unstoppable. What y'all gonna do? Nothing? Let me go on and be even worse.
Ciao. Let's get into the second part. Dominique, no, I'm okay. I completely forgot. I was investigating and doing research, Dominique. Definitely. Okay, I removed it once I remembered. I was like, dang, I missed the weekly check-in. Okay, let's see what Cassie's
Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial. And I'm looking through social media, and I see a lot of the women out there, particularly black women like myself, who choose to victim shame me and try to do everything they can to discredit me, because the truth is that the loss of the Sean Combs trial was a loss to the Me Too movement and to hating women like the women who are trying to insult me. So let me tell you something, you women out there who would like to insult me. This is my story. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She's the person who introduced me to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She's the person who told the U.S. Attorney's Office about our relationship. So in essence, those out there who want to hate on me, who want to say that I'm attacking Cassie, you should realize the truth, that Cassandra Ventura, your idol, did this to herself. She exposed herself to liability when she got on the stand and decided to mention me as the male escort who was with her when she overdosed and Diddy made her have sex with him. That was a lie, people. Cassie had just woke up from sleeping 8 hours. Myself and Sean Combs were exhausted. We wanted to go home. Cassie's the one who forced that sexual encounter. People, she tells you that Sean Combs made her have sex on her menstrual cycle. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But I know the one time that did happen, that Sean Combs was not responsible for that Cassie, in a drunken, intoxicated, hormonally imbalanced state due to her period, manipulated and forced herself on me during her menstrual cycle. And what I mean by that is I had no knowledge she was on her menstrual cycle because the room was completely dark. She manipulated the room. She manipulated the environment to get what she wanted, and then she totally got up like I was the one who should have been grateful. You're on your period. That's disgusting, and I deserved more respect than that. As a man, if I had laid down with a woman and forced myself on her and orgasmed in her and she got up and it was leaking out of her, guess what? I would have raped her. So by statute, by case law definition, Cassandra Ventura sexually assaulted me. I'm not looking to destroy Cassie. I've given Cassie more than a year to settle this before things got out of control. The problem is she's being supported by women like you who would choose to attack male victims instead of accept the truth, which is that a woman could have lied to get revenge on the ex-boyfriend who broke her heart and hurt her. It happens, people. They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and that's true. If you hurt some women, they will do everything in their power. If you hurt some men, they'll do everything in their power to hurt you. But I want to end this by saying this. Cassie did this to herself. They say he who sets out on a course of revenge should dig 2 graves. People, Cassie dug the grave that is Clayton Howard herself. Cassie got on the stand trying to destroy Diddy. She should have took her $20-30 million and walked into the sunset, people. She should have never gotten on the stand and created further liability for herself by telling more of the lie that she created to get this man sent to prison for his life. She made a mistake when she got on the stand, people. She made a mistake when she got on the stand and lied about the events with Clayton Howard. Clayton Howard is a victim of Cassandra Ventura. Clayton Howard didn't ask to be in a relationship with Cassandra Ventura while she was sleeping with numerous men per week. I get it. You all think I was a nasty male prostitute sleeping with women, all different women all the time. It actually didn't work like that. To have certain types of people that can pay you that well, what you really have to do is you have to focus on people who are affluent. And affluent people don't engage in activities like that. So I might have had a client once a month. The truth is I was only a male escort for 2 years. I continued in the profession.
Okay, let's stop it here because he's just gonna go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And yes, he was foaming at the mouth. I don't know why he didn't wipe his mouth before he started or drink some water. But yeah, Mr. Clayton Howard, who says that, you know, while Diddy, he says it in the Tasha K interview, that while Diddy did go upside her head a couple times, Cassie was the ringleader of their freak off sessions. She was the one, she misled him, you know, had him kissing her in the mouth, knowing she was swallowing, you know, all the other things. It just very wild. But I want to know from you, Tyra, why now? What is this? And why are people under the impression that Cassie chose to testify? It was like a subpoena from the government, like you have to comply to. I'll never get the concept of, oh, she's trying to ruin him when it was beyond her. Just like he said, he got subpoenaed and the prosecution felt like he would be better for the defense, so they left him on the side. I don't know. Is it because Cassie's got the $30 million and everybody knows that now? Are we going to see other male sex workers come out of the woodwork and try to get a coin?
Absolutely. Come on out. Come on out. I'm never going to tell anybody not to come out and share what they want to. If Cassie was able to come out and anybody else who was under Diddy's thumb, come out. Come out. Like, it's free range at this point. Like, come out. Everybody's going to start coming out if they feel like they were in some way used, discarded, whatever. Like, first of all, I'm mad that he didn't put no lip chap on his lips. But, hey, I'm I'm trying to wrap my head around exactly what he's upset about. Because after period, I blacked out.
That he feels like he was done wrong, that he was put in this situation with not all of the information. Again, he alleges, I guess, that she gave him some sort of STI, allegedly, that, you know, she used him in that her not disclosing that she was on her menstrual cycle when he smashed was some sort of SA or sexual assault to his person.
I mean, when you are an ex worker or an escort or whatever, and you're having sex unprotectedly, I will be thinking that you are voluntarily leaving yourselves open to those things, whatever they may be. Now, in the whole statement, I didn't hear, like, was he drugged or held there against his will or anything like that?
No,
No?
he said that Diddy spread the cheeks for him and wanted him to go in there, and he refused. But that was a Diddy thing. That wasn't a Cassie thing. He said Cassie was the one who booked him. She was the one who got in trouble when because Cassie wanted him all to herself. He said he's not fine, but he got the best dingling in the game, and Cassie loved it, and she couldn't get enough. Is what
And
he
she
said.
could have. That could be absolutely true. But in what way were you assaulted in that right?
They say that basically, he says that if she would have never mentioned his name when she took the
Oh,
stand
okay.
testifying against Diddy, he would have left this buried and gone. He says he's an optician now. He has a career. He's doing all
Oh,
of
so
these things.
you've upset my life, and now
Yeah.
people know that I was whatever when I left that in the past. So now I want to sue.
If we piecing something together, he didn't say that succinctly, but basically,
I mean, his name was mentioned. If that's the route he wants to take, I mean, he has every right. Now, the way he's framing it, it does seem like he was held against his will, sexually assaulted, and all those other things, and abused. And so I was more so looking to hear those things, but it's just more just my name, like the name of my daddy, blood on it. Like, girl, you could have took your little money, like he's saying, like she wasn't subpoenaed, but you could have took your little money and went on down to wherever. Since you didn't, and he went to trial and all these things, you had to mention my name and all of this, and now you've blown up my spot. So now I'm suing. I don't know where he's expecting this to go. Like,
I don't know. He said Cassie got $30 million now. She can split some of it with me. That's what it's giving, Vic. Yeah, this guy has filed too. He said he gave her a year to settle out of court, and now that the trial is over and he can use her testimony, I guess he says that he is going to, get some of that $30 million.
He said 8 years, right?
8 years ago was when he was smashing in debt. Oh no, that was the total time they spent together. 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that time, how many times, were you, drugged or whatever, and you kept, using the service or whatever, being paid? Like,
he never says he was drugged per se. Not that I heard in the conversation. Like, he knew what it was. He said he would get a cute coin. He would go.
I thought that was just all a part of the freak off. You was gonna have a little whatever. The drugs were there if you wanted them, but you as the man, you were there to sling D and for Diddy to come behind you, and it was like this systematic thing. But it was more so Cassie's job to, even if it was an act or not, she could have been enjoying it. I don't know. To facilitate and make the calls and da 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 da. I thought everybody, if that's the case, all of everybody who was ever at a freak off with Cassie can sue.
Yeah, I mean, if you procured him, I mean, I don't know. And I think because he's doing this civilly, he's not bringing criminal charges against her, Tyler. So I don't know what the rules in terms of statute of limitations work in a civil matter. Like, I think they're standing. If she responded to him in any way and kept the door open, as far as it's concerned, I don't know what the time period that spans, like after what said events happens, but he just want a coin.
Maybe have your lawsuit. A lot of people just want a coin. A lot of women just want a coin. Like, have your lawsuit. I'm never going to tell anybody, like, oh, you don't get to do what you got to do. All they can do is accept it or deny it. Have your lawsuit, love. Like, have it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. Like I said, I didn't want to give it too much time, but of course we did have to address it because, whatever, in the next one or whenever we get any more updates, we'll be back to talk about that. So Tyra, oh, where do I want to go next? There's so much, Lord. Let's trigger everyone really quick in advance. trigger warning. I call this segment Bad Mothers. We're going over here, Tyra, and I was so disheartened. I'm going to play them one at a time because they're very different. I do want to preface this first video by saying that this is a mom to a special needs child, a child that has a physical handicap and disability. All right, the first mother here.
I'm always helping you. When do I stop? When do I stop helping you? When do you do it yourself? Learn to do it yourself. Huh? I've been helping you. Everyone's been helping you. Now it's on you, girl. We cannot keep helping you.
Yes, you definitely live up to your name, baddest mommy for sure. Y'all so comfortable getting on here recording yourselves being abusive to y'all children or disciplining y'all children and then posting it like it's a flex. That was not discipline, that was emotional abuse, and you proudly posted it. And what's wild is you sat here, set up the camera, hit record, recorded the video, stopped recording it, edited it, posted it, uploaded it, and you said, yeah, the world needs to see this. So ask yourself, was it really about teaching your child a lesson, or was it about proving something to yourself? That right there was not parenting. She was just performing power for a digital audience, one that is not even physically there.
So she has a baby who has special needs, and in the way, I guess, of like ambulatory, like the baby has a hard time walking, standing up, moving. And so she decided to record herself going off on the baby saying, I always help you. You need to help yourself. Get up out of the floor. F this, blah, blah, blah. My question to you, Tyra, as a mother, and you don't have any special needs child, but any child who's learning something for the first time or having challenges, is this the approach that you ever take with a baby? Like, this is so bizarre to me. Like, I was cringing, like, how? And then you decided to put it on TikTok. You decided to show the world how you talk to this baby who's not even verbal. Let's get that out of the way. But yeah, is this ever appropriate?
Hell no. And this is a quick way to get your children taken away. This is a quick way for that to happen. Like, everybody who has children is not meant to have children, and everybody is definitely not meant to be a mother or a father to special needs children. Like, it's hard enough just teaching your everyday non-special needs child. So you have to have a different skill set and a different level of understanding and patience if your child is special needs. And everybody doesn't have it. And the way we see some of these parents fly off the handle and do some of the most disdain, things to children just because they were frustrated, she isn't okay. I don't know where she at or what somebody go see about her. Somebody go see, because it's only depending on the extent of the special needs. It could get better from here or it could be worse, but this is never okay. I don't know what the need is now to have an audience for everything. Like, it's like, the old school, any publicity is good publicity. So if I go viral or whatever, I'm still getting engagement, still getting, if it's bad, it's just like people don't even care, even at the expense of their own children. I don't know what she's expecting to receive from that except for, backlash, or even worse, like somebody seeing this and you being investigated. Because if you're doing this on camera, what are you doing off camera?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's strange. I don't be on TikTok. These are reasons I don't be on TikTok. I don't like this. Like, I don't know. It makes me want to go see what is your content? Like, what are you selling?
Well, like the lady said, her username is the baddest mother or the baddest mom, but I think she meant it in a different way. Yeah, Jasmine. Yeah, she wants somebody to take that baby. Absolutely. And they call on everybody else. I'm sure somebody found her and called on her, but this is the second one. And this one was really disturbing because we talked about it last week when we saw that mother who did that to her 3-year-old. I think that these are very early warning signs of what somebody's capable of, and I think they need intervention. I'm like, somebody needs to be called. Somebody needs to step in. Let's see this second mother. And again, these are both young Black mothers.
Really fucking sick. They ain't no fucking mom. Stop talking to me, dog.
I'm talking to her son in the backseat.
Get the fuck out my car. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Stand in a fucking corner somewhere. Shut up. Stop talking to me. For real. I'm not even fucking playing with you. Little piece of shit. Yeah, I'm gonna just
She
get up
said
here
it
and I'm gonna
wasn't
say
his
this
mother. Let
because
me say
this
this
shit is
before
starting
she's
to
going to
really.
get into her rationale for why she did what she did. She said that I'm not your effing mom. You know, I don't like you. You don't have a mom. XYZ, all these other things. As she proceeded to cuss him out with the hard cuss words. So here's her response, because everybody, you know, of course, had something to say, and I don't think she thought that was going to go.
Little piece of shit. Yeah, I'm gonna just get up here and I'm gonna say this because this shit is starting to really piss me the fuck off. People keep texting me and they're in my inbox talking about I verbally abused my child because I was mad at a man because a man didn't want me or something like that. That's the image that people are trying to portray me. First and foremost, I yelled at my son. I called him a name I shouldn't have called him. I told him in a moment that I wasn't his mom. Granted, I was wrong as fuck, and I know that I was wrong as fuck, and there's nothing that can negate the fact that I know that I was wrong as fuck. Y'all don't have to tell me that I was wrong as fuck. The situation was not because I was mad at a man. I did not say those things to my son because I was angry with a man. Like, that's not even the motherfucking case. So that narrative that y'all pushing, I'm angry at my kids because of a man, that would never, ever, ever fucking be it. Knowing me is knowing that my kids is literally all I got. I don't have a mom. I don't have a dad. I don't have family. I don't have none of that. My kids is my family. And I take pride in being a motherfucking mother. Yes, I made a mistake. Yes, I called him the wrong name. Yes, but it was not because I was upset with a man. All this shit, I was going through so much shit. Like, it's not even really y'all business what the fuck I was going through. I was going through so much shit. That's what made me, that's what triggered my breakdown and made me break up with my boyfriend and decide to drive from Pennsylvania to from the bottom of Florida to Pennsylvania. The fuck.
My thing is, because she was upset because the people were saying she was treating the son like that because of what her boyfriend did to her. And she wanted to clear that up. My thing is, if you're doing all of this because you're in a bad mental state, what else could you possibly do? Tyra, what say you, child? Because I don't know.
As a mom, baby, you're gonna have moments. You're gonna have blow ups. You're gonna have F ups. Like every mother, every parent in general has a moment, a breakdown, something to say, mommy had a moment, I'm sorry. Not that, because I'm not cussing you out and little bro and look, I don't know. I don't know what that is. And I don't know if his boyfriend was this child's dad, because that could make a difference also. But all of the, like, what she put him out the car at the gas station instead go stand, like, what are you doing? I don't know. I don't know. There's, you're allowed space to be imperfect, but this is something else. There is being imperfect and having, a moment as a parent, and then there's just, abuse, and you're teetering over there to more so abuse. I don't understand, like, why do you want people to see these moments? Like, was she just live and this just happened, or did you just?
Yeah, I think she was going live while she was driving from, like she said, from Florida to Pennsylvania. And her name is India on TikTok, and I guess she's popular. I had never seen the little girl before ever in life. And of course, this was old. This has kind of been whatever, but it came across my timeline, and I said, "Oh, they're just highlighting the bad, I don't know. If you are getting up here and showing this, and I think you're doing this on camera, what do you do when the camera's off? Like, that's what gives me pause.
I think they do the same, if not more. I think it's because people are just so accustomed to people. I still have a hard time swallowing people in an emotional breakdown and then they go live. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. It's just like something so comforting and normal about them having an audience that I think they forget all of that's there. I don't know, child. I don't know. Like, I would expect people to be a little bit more selective. First of all, calm down. And if you feel like you're about to maybe hit end or whatever you do on TikTok, in the live. End it, like,
people call 211 or whatever it is. What's the people to help, the resources?
I don't know, do something, because nobody can do anything for you online. Nobody, you're not going to get any help there. You're going to get ridiculed and you're going to get everything else. I don't know, it's just this is just odd for me. The last thing I would be trying to do is do something in front of. I think this is a very quick way to get investigated and get your children taken away.
And maybe that's for the best, if not forever, for right now, because apparently they don't have the skills to cope. The young lady, I cut out a ton of that. I cut like 2-3 minutes out of her actually going on this tirade against her baby, and then I cut out a couple minutes of her going on about what she was going through. But basically the same thing. Her mom basically disowned her and said, you know, I'm too good, you know, for her. I've never wanted to be her mother, all of that. And so now you're perpetuating the cycle.
Yeah.
But it doesn't justify it, girl. Like, it just doesn't. You have to be better when you have these kids. It has to be better. It has to be better.
She lost me as soon as she said, like, I don't got nobody. I love my kids. I don't got no daddy. I don't got no, like, it shows. It shows that you don't, and you know that's unfortunate. What I can say is, if there's anybody watching, like the father, like these are the moments where you step in before things escalate and get worse, and go, let me go get my son. Let me go, like, get active. Stop watching these things happen, because we don't know these people, who they are, and how far they're willing to take these things because they're mad.
Exactly. We don't know.
Get them kids. Ugh. Ugh.
All right, easing on down, since we're in the parenting vibe, let's go over here because, y'all, me and Tyra watched the first episode. I haven't finished the series yet, but we were both sitting here grinning, rubbing our feet together, just enjoying the time. And then not a minute later, not 30 minutes later, the people come out and said, Nelly and Ashanti, it's not everything we thought it was in terms of the reality show or real life.
I'm gonna take you back to this conversation we had. Before you kicked me under the table, I said, baby, I give you the world. I just ain't changing no diaper.
Oh my God.
A clip that's going viral now with Nelly telling Ashanti, I give you the world, but I'm not changing any diapers. You know, I'm gonna wait till the baby could walk, talk before I'm active. He caught a lot of slack from that. You know, because she was like, the baby be crying in the middle of the night, you just be sleeping through it and all that.
Give a damn.
And it's like, well, Nelly 50, he done did, you know what I mean? It's just like, I told you from the jump. So as a father, with my son being 25, I couldn't imagine not changing his diapers. Problem, or it wasn't an option.
What is the reason why he wouldn't change it?
You know, and then, but the thing is, a lot of women are like, well, he said he could give her the world, whatever. I'm like, it's not about giving somebody the world or not about nannies. And then it's like things like changing your diapers and things, those are bonding moments.
Of course.
Because like how I put that diaper on backwards for the first time, I can tell that story to my son now and we both will have a good laugh. I can't imagine being in a high tax bracket and being super successful, and that's exempting me from the basic parenting.
Yeah, so that was just one podcast take on the situation. Now, again, like I said, I made a video after watching the first episode and was like, oh my goodness, it was adorable, it was cute, all that. Again, mind you, just watched the first episode, but I did get some wild comments saying, you know, he was jealous of the baby the whole time. All the burden and weight of parenthood was on him and all of these things. And I don't know. Here's what I'm gleaning from the situation. Nelly already had 5 kids. We know that Nelly is 50 years old. He took his sister's kids and raised them like his own. Plus, he had his own bio kids as well. I feel like, and this is just my theory, no one's come out and said this. We've only watched episode 1. I think he probably told Ashanti that if she wanted babies, he wasn't doing that part of it. I think he felt like, okay, I'm going to give you some babies. We'll have some kids together. But I don't think this was... I think Ashanti wanted kids more than he did. And I'm not saying that he's right in this, but it doesn't sound like a new conversation or something she wasn't aware of. But what I want to ask you, Tyra, does this mean he doesn't love Ashanti? Does this mean, what does this mean? Give me answers, because people are heated. They say he hates her stinking guts. He don't love this lady. He don't want anything to do with her. There's a lot of discourse. I'm gonna finish watching the season, but I don't know. What say you?
Ashanti guarded her womb for 45 years for this. This is your experience, girl. This is all you hope for. I'm a firm believer in not spinning no blocks. If you spun that block once and it was downright, because what she said on the show, I hated Nelly. She said, my mama said, that's that Nelly, that mother over there. If it's all of that, if it's that, it needs to stay that. Like, I hate that.
If you disclosed this before they had the baby,
I'm not finna give him none of that. I don't know what they talked about. I really could give a damn. I feel like as a first time mom, regardless of how many children that you have, and all of the, I'm sure, begging, pleading, reconciliation, and all of those shoulda, coulda, wouldas we had to do to get us back to this point to where we were cool and we love each other again and we want to get married and have babies. Baby, there's no room. This shit, like, don't rob her of that experience. And there's such a fine line between, well, I won't. Okay, what else won't you do? Because I don't do that.
You said
How
he
many,
world, but he
how
won't change
many
your
other
diaper.
times, or other scenarios, baby or not, are you gonna utter, well, I ain't doing that because I done been there and done it. I'm 50 years old. Yeah, that's not my problem. This is my first baby with you. This is your first child with somebody you're married to. Like, come on, give me, fulfill the fantasy, boo. Fulfill the fantasy.
But if you don't have to, why? And here's my thing, and here's why I sometimes feel like we have to take ownership for the choices that we make, especially in men, because I feel like Ashanti. I agree with you, Nicole. Ashanti knows who Nelly is. She's been with that man half her life, or known him at least half of her life. She knows who this man is, and if you willfully signed up for that, Bookie Boo, I like. You don't have to stay there. You got choices. And also, I mean, girl, you knew who that man was. I just don't believe he came out his trick bag right now and said this to you. Like, I think this was a conversation that she had before. And I will say this. I'll ask you this question, Tyra.
Mm-hmm.
You have a husband who's, accomplished whatever, footing the bill, said, baby, I'll give you the world, but I'm not changing diapers, but here's a nanny. Because they have a live-in nanny as well. Does that make a difference? Or are you still pissed at him because he won't change the diapers?
Change that. There's just not going to be a moment with our children that you're telling me what you're not going to do. And I am not a woman of the old school where you do all of this, but I only interact with the children at a certain age. Excuse me? You're a father from the moment that I pop this sucker out. We're signed and sealed, and I expect you, like, and it's not even about, like, I'm sure if they have a nanny, Ashanti isn't there to change every single diaper. It's about the effort in those moments that we can't get back, and just seeing, like, like, babe, like, all right, I'll get it, babe. You got it this time. Let me get up. Like, I'm sleeping through it. I ain't getting no ask me to just get your ass up and go. Mm-hmm. I'm just not all of that. I just don't. I don't like what it makes. I don't like what it makes me feel. It's just. I feel like Ashanti jumped into this head first, because if you are a woman of a certain age, like Nelly, you will. I don't care. You will always feel yourself as a woman going back to some familiar shit.
I mean, that didn't serve you the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Every single time.
She's not a spring chicken, like you
said.
Know.
And you get that pressure, like, oh, Ashanti just gonna be, bikini bottom all her life and vacation. And she was living her best life from what we could see. Like, oh, like how long? Like, oh, how old is she? Have no kids? That clock starts to tick. And those are maybe things that she did want, but I don't want to just anybody. I do want to be married. And, hey, me and Nelly were whatever for once upon a time, but was it all that great? Because it was FU for a very long time. I don't know. I just hope that this isn't a domino effect for other things. But whatever their relationship was, their relationship. But Nelly and, situations, allegations, police, it's just the track record isn't the greatest. And it's just like, I really hope that this is her happily ever after, but let's just say that it isn't. And if it's not, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna watch the series. The first episode's cute though. If y'all want a little cute,
it was adorable.
Episode, it really felt like, they really,
they're fun. They're still, but it almost feels, honeymoonish, like. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they rushed. It's like, let's make up for the time that we were separate, and let's try to get that back. We're gonna get married, had a baby, everything right now, and possibly another one. And it's just like, well, hold on. Let's, I feel like she felt like, I can't afford to take any time. And I know Nelly, you know him, and you know that this is probably the man you got. But I also feel like this, with this generation and everything, but a cute coin is a cute coin. But with their dynamic and social media in its state, baby, this ain't the, mid 2000s when y'all were together. I wouldn't have done this show.
It's not, I mean, yeah. And speaking of shows, let's go over here because if you missed it or you're under a rock or whatever, you know that this is the week for Essence Fest in New Orleans. It's something that happens every year, but this year, child, is bland. It was dry and it was very empty. Let's go over here. Look at it, empty, Jesus, empty.
Multi uncovers some vendors are also opting out.
Been coming since 2013, every year.
Charles Cohen just arrived from South Carolina with family and friends for Essence Fest. Aside from festivities and music, he's ready to shop.
Purchasing things from local vendors or vendors from outside of New Orleans.
Cohen's friend Gary Scott loves the laissez-faire vibe of the city, but that's not what draws him back.
Actually, I come from the food. The food down here is fantastic.
I've
never had such quality food in my entire life.
Across the city, Essence Fest signs hang promoting the festival with a rich history in New Orleans.
That people who come here and have a good time then come back. They might come back for just an off weekend sometime in the fall. They may come back for another festival. Essence shows them a very good time. Essence is so well put together by those who are associated with Essence itself, and the city does a great job.
Essence Fest acknowledges ticket sales are down this year, citing a variety of reasons.
But I think there's a lot happening in our world, just in general, that's impacting people deciding to go places or not.
Barkud Tubman Zawalo, Essence Chief Community Officer, says some vendors are also opting out this year. Essence maintains it supports 300 local businesses, and the fest generates a multi-million-dollar economic impact.
And I think we just want to make sure that in spite of what we're all navigating, that people come and have an amazing time, because I think it's interesting times just for all of us right now.
I'm in New Orleans for Essence Festival, and what I'm witnessing is the failure of Black leadership. Please, I want you to really listen to what I'm saying. Like, check me out. Essence Festival, yes, there had been some decline over years from what its peak was back in the day. And the economy is hurting. Companies are hurting. That means sponsors are less willing to put up. You got the whole DEI thing, right? And so they're even less willing to put up money for something they feel like they don't have to anymore. And then the final death knell is this boycott. So we got a Target boycott, and then people are saying, well, Target put in some money for the festival, so let's boycott the festival. What you're seeing is what happens when Black leadership only gives you the ability to tear down and not build up. Please listen to what I'm saying carefully. I'm not saying the boycott is good or bad. What I am saying is there's a long history of Black leaders only having that one weapon. Now, in the past, some of that's understandable, like very limited options. But even in the past, there's a failure of imagination sometimes, right? It's Dr. King leading this bus boycott, and S.B. Fuller comes to him and says, hey, why don't we just buy the bus line? And there wasn't any interest in that. A failure of imagination. I deal with that in episode 7 of the Black Jack podcast. Then you have examples of really successful boycotts that just don't go beyond that. So we look at the boycott in Savannah, Georgia, back in 1960. Hosea Williams leads this movement. They boycott the downtown businesses, and in 1 month, those businesses lose $1 million, which is astounding. But where's the imagination to build from that? Look at Operation Breadbasket back in the day. When Dr. King came to Chicago in 1966, after that, they start moving to Operation Breadbasket, and they would boycott companies so that those companies would hire Black people. And there was, some success with that, and there were some good things that happened. But one of the things that you find, if you look at the history of it, a lot of those companies went out of business because they couldn't sustain being boycotted. And so if your only weapon is to tear down, just like some of those businesses that Black people relied on went out of business, now you're seeing a festival being torn down. Please hear what I'm saying. I'm not making a judgment one way or the other. I'm just saying, if all you give people is the ability to tear down, there are real limitations and consequences, frankly.
So, I chose him because I really liked his approach, because ultimately a lot of it is the boycott is around Target. You'll still see content creators, the really big ones that still went out, still did their thing. But as far as general attendance, it's low. They announced the performers really late. I think there were infrastructure issues. But to just kind of echo his sentiment in terms of when we take radical action, like abolitionist work in whatever space, I think it's important to be thinking about what's something that we can own and create for ourselves without impacting our communities the worst, right? Because when we think about like riots, when we think about burning down our own communities, when we think about boycotts that disproportionately impact, you know, our well-being, these Black vendors, because for not for nothing, Essence facilitated a lot of Black vendors who would make a bag during Essence weekend, and now that's not there. I think we do have to start thinking creatively around, if we're going to take this thing away, what can we do to reinfuse the community or have us come out on the other side of it better? Tyra, did you know everything that was going on with Essence Fest this year, and what do you think of the whole situation?
Girl, no, I did not. And I mean, that's unfortunate. I'm like, damn, who was performing? I really want to know who was performing, because Lord, where are the people?
They're not there.
Oh man, our girl was looking in this chat. I'm like, so y'all going to the Ocean Grill? Like, I was taking note. Y'all were dropping some stuff in there. I'm hungry now. I mean, that's unfortunate. I hate that those Black vendors are not going to be able to do what they normally do, and it's you know, it's not productive. But I'm not finna stand with these people and no talks of ownership. Like, nobody wants to own anything. Nobody wants to foot the bill for. They don't like nobody. Unfortunately, anybody who is like proportionately like really
in position
or really has the money to. Everybody wants to be a capitalist. And you align yourself with other capitalists, and most of the time they're white, and we know, you know, what that is and what the agenda there. Like, there's no need or desire to lift anything up because we want to own that. But if we want to align with that, we align with it. We don't want to be like, we'll align ourselves with, you know, a Bill or an Ela, but we don't want to be the Bill or the Ela. Like, nobody wants to front that. It's sad, but no,
it is what it is.
Like, they'll join, and you know, there's a lot of like, I think people are just so content once you, whatever ladder or, you know, plateau you reach to get there, you get really happy. Like, I finally have my seat at the table. I worked hard to get my seat at the table. You need to, like, no, my brother, you got to get your own. Like, get your seat and, you know, figure it out. And there's, you know, no desire to lift up everybody else or, you know, to join or create. And then there's always the fear that if we lift up, join, and create, like, are you going to support us, or are you going to support what's familiar? Or is it going to be like, I don't know, girl, you know, girl, it's black what? I don't know. And then, you know, unfortunately, there's this like a stigma around, oh, we Black owned. We don't know what we getting when we see that.
I mean,
we don't know. Like, I am so far removed from just supporting something solely because it's Black owned. Like, I want to support Black owned, great business, great service, great everything. And it's not just we Black owned, but we closed every day of the week and we closing early. Like, what is going on? We don't have that. We out of that. Like, it's just all really, really bad. But unless somebody, you know, leads the charge, it's always going to be like this. And it's unfortunate. Like, I've never seen Essence Fest look like this.
Me neither. It used to be the spot, honey. I mean, even just last year, I remember seeing, you know, all of like the reels and shorts and stuff, people there having just the time of their lives at Essence Fest, honey. It looked very dry. But speaking of communities that come together, child, I don't know who in their right mind would ever go over here messing with the Zoes, messing with these people. I said, I need y'all just to look back in history, and you're gonna see in these clips, they talk about since 1804, baby, since 1791, them people fought for their freedom and overthrew the government to gain their freedom. The first and only Black republic. That got their freedom back. I mean, and they got it back in blood. It was what it was. I'm gonna go over here and set it. Never go over there. Why? Maybe when the hat comes off, that's how
Girl.
you don't, because what are you doing? I said, they must say no. And then let's continue our parade. Like, let's continue. Like, while all this is going on.
Why would you show up in my neck of the woods?
Why?
My neck of the woods. Decide that you want to fuck around with my people in Little Haiti Flatbush. Right? Thinking that you could just grab one of us and you was going to leave that area unscathed. What would possess you to ever think such a thing could ever happen?
No, baby.
Why did you think that you could grab, you just go around grabbing Haitian people and you was not going to be met with a coup de poing figure? Huh? Why? Do you forget that we come from the ancestors of people that were 100% okay with death? They 100% accepted that death was waiting for them so long as they knew that they were fighting for their freedom. They literally had the motto of coupe tête boule caille because that's what it was gonna be. Period. Et puis that's it. So for you to come to Little Haiti, Flatbush, Brooklyn, New York, thinking that you could just grab a Haitian person and they were gonna walk away with you, that they were just gonna they weren't gonna put up no fight.
Haitian community didn't scatter. They organized. They fought back. They stood together. After the government announced it was ending the temporary protection status for over 500,000 Haitians, families who have lived here for decades, panic spread. People rushed to get passports for their U.S.-born children, fearing they get deported to a country they have never seen. What did the Haitians do? They leaned on each other. In cities like Miami, New York, Springfield, Ohio, churches opened up, lawyers volunteered, and neighbors became each other's protectors. ICE raids were met with resistance. Community groups tracked ICE raids in real time, alerting families block by block. In Little Haiti, people actually stood in front of buses, refusing to let their neighbors be taken away. WhatsApp groups lit up. People shared resources. They turned fear into fuel. And ICE couldn't crack them. And then came the legal win. A federal judge struck down the deportation order. They said the government acted unlawfully. That was power, not just from the courts, but from the people who refused to be taken.
I mean, listen, heartwarming is heartwarming to me. This felt like revolution. This felt like what needs to be done and the type of civil disobedience that affects results. And I know we just see this part of it and we don't really understand the gravity, but there was work and there was community and there was a network that went into getting their rights back and getting, their status to be able to stay. And I know we see it and it's funny and it felt like just violence, but this is what community effort looks like. And if we got to take it there, we got to take it there. I have so much respect for the Haitian people. Tyra, you sent me part of this. I was already on a rabbit hole on TikTok, but talk to me about your thoughts about the ICE versus the Haitians. The Haitians.
Girl, now look, everybody know them Haitians built different. They built different. I love this though. I love this, and I sent this because I loved how synchronized it was, and I love how they leaned on each other. And it's been so unfortunate to see people ripped from, their homes and their family. But I love how, there hasn't been an outpour of what's lacking and who isn't here to stand beside me and where's this community and this, culture. And no, it's us and we're going to depend on each other. If you want to join, that's fine. Like, I think when these things happen, whatever community is happening to, they can get so fixated on what's occurring with everybody else. And then we're kind of fear mongering. And then of course this incites, rioting and violence and all of that stuff, when clearly there are options and you have a better POV if you band together and we kind of stop and pause and think for a moment. And I'm all for, demonstration and, the community of it all, but the Haitians out there with the Haitians. The Haitians are out there with the Haitians, and I'm not mad at it. And we stood on business. I think it's a matter of the way that this was executed and the numbers and the passion behind it. Like, I don't see too much of, and we're not here, but yeah, I don't really have to lay no hands or set whatever to fire because we here. we hear like who you can't take all of us like right now. You can't. And I just appreciate that. I like this better than it's just like, well, where's such and such? We're not worried about where they at because we got each
We
other.
got
And
it.
I need everybody else to get active as well.
Yeah, I think this was a great example of resistance, of civil disobedience that, I mean, your communities can come together and elicit change. Now, like I said, they built different. So
Yeah.
it might be a little bit of a different situation, but it can be done. It just goes to show. On another note, we're going to go lighthearted really quick, and then we're going to get into some miscellaneous foolishness. But let's go over here because y'all know we get down over there in them Love Island streets every now and again. And Austin, Lord, he's been on Twitter and he's been live and he's been responding. Let
I don't know if
Machiavelli
y'all
tell
seen up on
y'all
Twitter
what just happened.
where someone asked Austin, how does it feel to be a racist bigot or whatever? And he said, are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking insane? I have a black woman tattooed on my body. Fucking insane. And it was just like...
How can you
I
hate
don't
Austin? I
think
still
a
don't get it.
better PR response could have been written to that exact question. Because it's literally so nonsensical. First of all, because we've seen the tattoo. My second question, my follow-up question now is, can I see the reference picture? Because based on what I've seen, I would not have guessed black woman. So we're just going to hold on to that. And you're going to show us the reference picture later. But it's so nonsensical. Coming back to it being the best PR answer ever. It's so nonsensical. You have no choice but to laugh. Are you fucking serious? Like, I have a black woman tattooed on my body is eons better than I have black friends. Like, I don't even know what to say to that. And I'm not even saying on some like, oh, that means you're not racist. I'm just like, I actually don't know how to respond to that. You could still be racist, not confirmed nor denied, but you have gagged me a bit, and I don't have a response to that.
I mean, and listen, Austin, if you're not going to do anything else, you're going to laugh. He's talking about that woman on his stomach, on his side of this abdomen. And listen, the way he was after Shelly, I know it wasn't his first time dipping over in the chocolate at all. But Tyra, I know you probably hadn't seen or heard any of this before. What do you think of Austin's response? Is he a bigoted racist? Is that what you got from him on Love Island? I'm just curious.
No, Austin likes to play in the chocolate. Now, whether it's fetishization and more so lust, that's up for debate and up to Austin and whoever he's laying down with. But no, I did not get that. Like, this is funny. I really hadn't paid all that much attention to anything but the little cupids on his. Just like, you got what is that? Is a woman on?
That is a black woman on his.
Like, now the ethnicity. I mean, who knows? It's I have this is a black woman. How? Okay, Austin. I don't know. I think it's very interesting. The narrative surrounding Austin, or that just surrounds anybody when I guess their political views or statements don't align with whatever you want them to be, then it's just all of a sudden, oh, you must be X, Y, and Z. I don't know Austin personally. I just know what we've seen on Love Island, and I don't think he has the bandwidth or the brain power to be too much.
No,
I just don't. I don't see it for Austin. Baby. It's very that, but.
It's very slow talking. It's very, he wasn't there on January 6th. I promise you. Austin wasn't there. He wasn't.
I don't know. I would think we would be, further removed from, are you a Republican? Oh, like, girl, but boy, okay. Like, I could care less, but this was definitely funny.
Definitely. Speaking of funny foolishness, I don't even know what order this is in. I think we start over here with Beyonce, because if you didn't know, she almost fell out the car. Jesus. Let's watch.
I want to thank y'all for loving me.
Now, girl, well, they won't catch you.
If ever I fall, I know y'all catch me.
Girl, would they?
Stop.
Get her out of there.
Girl, she's been suspended and emotion for a long time.
Girl, move it. Hurry up. You gotta move it slow.
Talk to these women here.
Oh, girl, hold on. Stop. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if you had seen any of that. I think it was either Vic or Darfalina who had put it in the Discord. I had no clue. She almost fell out that car. She was holding on to that rope for dear life. Apparently, it got off kilter because it was supposed to be like, you know, her flying in the car, you know, down onto the stage to open up 16 carriages or whatever, and she got suspended. So the little speech was, you know, thank y'all. I know if I would have failed, y'all would have caught me, you know. The Hive probably would have made some sort of strange trampoline to catch her if she had fallen out of that car. But Tyra, what did you think about this? Is a close call. This is very scary. What do you think she'll do going forward?
Girl, somebody's getting fired. What happened? I knew about this. I think she was actually here. She was in Texas when this happened. I was like, girl, not you being at home and you know, swinging and banging, girl. I've been hearing like some really interesting things about Beyonce in this tour. I'm really glad that she wasn't hurt, but I've been hearing like, oh, the old girl at it again. Ain't about time, you know, she retired. She's not moving. It's like she's aging. And I'm like, well, I mean, nobody's, you know, going to stay young forever. I know Beyonce's, you know, maybe what, 40, 44, almost, you know, 45 by now. Like, you know, she's going to be get me body, you know, forever. Like it's just been interesting. I would look forward to Beyonce. Like, I was like, get this woman. She need a break. I feel like we just blinked and she was on the Renaissance tour and now it's just all kind of merging together. It feels like she's been on tour for a very long time. I'm glad she didn't fall, but girl, I just wanted to take a little break. Hopefully after this tour, we're not suspended in the air for quite some time.
She's been taking chances. That's what I said, Vic, tipping on fofos. Listen, because girl, what are we doing? And so over here, we're going to go to this next clip, and this clip was kind of refreshing for me. We see a situation. There was a potential DV situation that had happened. The man apparently off camera had been slapping his girlfriend around outside the airport. They come in and he's cussing her out, calling her a liar, and this other black man, you know, steps in to speak his piece. Get there.
Girl, this is scary. Hell no.
Like a fairy. Here we go.
We can do whatever you want to do. We can do whatever you want to do. We can do it. Watch how you talking to these women in here, bro. You a black man embarrassing us like that, bro. Watch how you talking to these women. Like I said, talk to a man like that.
I was talking to my girl.
I don't care. Don't get you put your hand in her face and I ain't saying. Watch how you talking to these women, bro. Calling that lady a fucking liar, bro. Relax. 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 You ain't tough, nigga.
She's a liar.
You not tough, nigga. I'm not. I'm a grown man. Watch how you talk to women, nigga.
Slap him.
What's wrong with you, bro? Ain't nobody trying to be no hero, but ain't nobody going for that. You being disrespectful. Watch your mouth, nigga. I'm on that. I promise. I'm on that. You don't call no grown woman no fucking liar, bro. It's a better way to talk to people, nigga.
Can you check? Yes, this is Keisha. Hey, Miss.
All right, then we're going to get into bad teacher. But Tyra, he completely steps in. Again, this is a stranger. And he said, you don't call no grown woman no effing liar. That's from the school that I come from, right? Where men held men accountable in those spaces. We don't see this very often anymore. So it was, for me, it was refreshing. I love it when I hear a man say, I'm like that. It does something to the insides of me, Tyra. It makes me feel like I'm home. You know what I mean? It makes me feel like I'm around people who get down with the get down. Thoughts, Tyra?
Let me fix my top when I say this. So, what's the addy? What's the addy? Do you have a woman? Can she fight? Like, what, Shawty, what your name is? I'm trying to see what that be like. I saw them dreads. What's up, my guy? Girl, we need more of this. We need more of this. I see so many videos of the complete opposite where incidents are occurring and men in general, black men, they're watching. Sometimes they're cackling, they're recording, but getting active or, you know, interfering, no. Come on, like, let's go. Let's go. Let's press rewind and get back to some of that. Let's go. Because like nothing we can be, who we are as women, as Black women, all day long. We can stand up and da 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 da. But nobody's ever going to put you in your place as a Black man better than another Black man. Because we snap back, we receive it differently. Because be sad. Like it just needs to just be reverb just everywhere. Like I need the children to see it. I need somebody to know that this is how we move, and this is how we hold each other accountable. I don't know why we're having a lacking of that today, but it needs to come back around. But if anybody knows that man, anybody,
That man. Listen, like I
yeah,
said,
like what up? Like and we do this, I be, it's funny like when we're doing it just like that. I'd be like, where are the man? Like, no, where are the man?
where they
Where
at?
I'm telling you, make a woman feel protected. Draws off.
Immediately.
Feel secure. Draws. Gone. What draws? Because I never had any on. Let's go.
Security, protection. Yeah.
Security, protected? What? We're here. We're here.
Yeah.
You just got real fine. Let's go.
Immediately, every time. But now we're gonna go over here, and I'm thinking this is teachers gone wild. Uh, the baby went to school apparently, and I think had a fake labubu. I think it was a labubu. It was something, right? And I guess the teacher took it upon herself to Google it in front of the whole class and tell her that it was fake, and also proceed to tell the class that the little girl, you tell your mama stop buying you all these cheap clothes, like literally roasted her. And so the mom came up to the school to have a conversation with the teacher. Mind you, it's the teacher in the biker shorts in the tank top at the top of the steps.
Oh, that's not the mom. This is the teacher.
No, that's the teacher. The mom is recording. The mom's not pictured in the video.
Oh, okay.
I'm just play it.
Check. Yes, this is Keisha. Hey, Miss K, can you check to see Mama Boo was like, I'm like, of course, Kiana. Let me check. Okay, I Googled the thing, and this little Kiki's is right, and your daughter's is fake, and she's mad. Or it wasn't mad the whole time in school. Like, you tripping out. People being nice to your kid. You bring your kid at 10:30 every day. Even your friends outside talking about you. Come on now, trying to be disrespectful. Someone's being nice to your kid. Nobody out here is not nice to that girl, but she's not nice. I get it, and I really get it. It's always starts at the parent, but you got the right one, sweets. And I promise you. Y'all be coming to school playing with these teachers and you engaging. I'm not one of them. And I'm not. And I'm never going to be. Worry about your daughter education, you getting your ass for while your baby wrong. Don't play with me.
What? What are you baby for?
Mind you, she's a teacher at this school. A teacher. And the mom came in there and was just like, why would you do that? Like, why would you, just embarrass the baby in front of the class and then talk about her cheap clothes, tell everybody the little boo-boo, whatever it is, was fake and all of that. Just an embarrassment thing. And I guess when mom confronted her, this was the teacher's response. You don't bring her till 10:30 every day anyway. She asked me to see if it was real, so I did it. I don't appreciate you coming up here doing this. F you, F this. I don't know how said teacher still has a job, Tyra. I mean, you worked in education for years.
I've never encountered a teacher as such. I thought this was a parent. I don't know. Is she off? Like, why is she dressed like this? I don't know what's going on.
Is it an in-service day? I don't know what it is.
This is sad. As a teacher, you expect a certain level of professionalism, and even if that baby did come up to you and said, Miss whatever, can you check it and see if mine is real? Oh no, baby, don't even matter, because it is to me, and it's beautiful. You go put that in your backpack and we're gonna have a good day. Like, you continue on. I don't know who this farce of a teacher is. I don't know how she got hired. I don't know her credentials. I don't know what you got to do to get down at this school. This is a real school. I don't know. I don't know. Everything is just questionable. But clearly, this is something that this teacher does. If it's all, her cheap clothes and this is what are you doing? This is crass. I don't know. She would be fired. She would be fired because what is your agenda? What? Unfortunately, some teachers. You ever had a teacher that's just mean as hell? Like, girl, the day just started. Why are you so mad? We ain't even doing like some teachers, unfortunately, not even just miserable, like going through like the systematic like educational process. It's like never changes. It's always the same. The school's going to open at the same time, close at the same time. The kids are going to, it's always, very formulaic. And sometimes as a teacher, speaking, for myself, you find ways to put oomph and highlight in your day. It's the same. It's no different from someone who works, any other 9 to 5 down at a McDonald's, or, that person who's, oh, I've been the manager down at the Burger King for 40 years. So it's like, yeah, being the manager down at the Burger King for 40 years, you may get your rocks off just being the best manager ever, or you may be that one who likes to align and cause chaos and mess within it to, this year I got something going on today because it's boring in here. Let me get some strife in here with these kids being weird and, talking about the lacking that this baby may have. Girl, she's an agent of chaos. Get her far away from all children.
That is all I ever heard any of the other educators who gave commentary on this video. It was like, we never do that. You de-escalate every situation. You never put a child in the way to be, set up on by the other children in the class or to make them a target. That's something you would never do. You would never talk about their appearance, their shoes, their clothing, whether something was fake or real. Especially in this teacher, she know what it is and she did it intentionally. And my thing is, to me, mom was very, very calm. She goes in to say, her baby came home crying, real tears. She embarrassed me in front of the class and now everybody's making fun of me because my little boo-boo is fake. And she says I wear cheap clothes to tell you to stop putting me in cheap clothes. And I mean, people have what they have. I've never, and why, I don't understand why you would do that to a child. Also, this next one, you guys, very, very heavy. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. I don't know if you guys are aware, but just since May, I believe, there have been 3 men of color found hanging in trees across the country. And so this is just kind of something we need to definitely talk about. So just be mindful of that, guys.
And then just close the case. An accident is done.
Sorry, let me go back.
It just needs to be said very clearly that 4 black men hanging from trees in 1 week is not a coincidence. It's not an accident. It is not an incident. The fact that all 4 cases have said no foul play and then just close the cases. Like, at this point, all marginalized communities need to round the wagons. Like, do not go out alone. Do not go running alone. Do not go shopping alone. Like, some people are like, stop, just like, don't make conspiracy theories or stop, stop being alarmist. But the alarms already rang. Like, the alarms rung. That is past tense. We are all in it now. From ICE raids to police brutality to legislation, birthright citizenship is now just been blown up. This is the reality. So instead of tensing up, take a deep breath, relax your jaw, let your eyes feel clear, let your brain relax your forehead, and look clearly at what you're doing for your community. What is your community? How do you build it if you don't have it? Because this is unspeakable, but it's going to be spoken again and again and again. It's unspeakable, but this is the language that is now being communicated. And we are 6 months in, so do what you need to do to keep each other safe.
I have the articles here. The most recent, I think, is from, June. I think it was actually June 19th. They found a black man in Binghamton, in New York, in Albany. And he was found in a tree. I believe this one was at the latter part of last year. He was found in a tree. And then this man in North Carolina back in May was found hanging from a tree, and they ruled it a self-inflicted unaliving. And then this man, this is actually, I believe they said he was of a different descent. I don't know if he was like Cambodian or Latinx, but they found him hanging in a tree in Colorado. So it's been spread around the country, but there's multiple instances of it, and they're classifying them all as self-harm. Now, knowing the history and knowing about strange fruit and just the history that this country has, I find it very, very bizarre and unrealistic to think that black men would choose that method or form. So it's just something to be aware of. Again, not to fear monger, but so you guys have an awareness of what's going on, because it's not isolated to any one state. They're finding people in any given place, and they're not even investigating it. It's like almost immediately, you know, within a couple weeks, determining that these are unalivings, themselves unalivings. Tyra, did you know anything about this, and what are your thoughts?
No, I did not know anything about this. I know situations like this occur, but it's the frequency in the occurrence and how we're saying that they're all self-inflicted. That's insane. What I have noticed is since the whole rallying and the Trump and all of these things and these new bills have taken place, I feel like I have seen an uptick, and you know I don't be in them social media. I just don't. But with the little time that I am there, there has been an uptick to me, and more so what looks to be white supremacist like groups forming. And it's like, really, oh, this is giving us license and structure since whomever is in office to go back to the good old days. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of that. So to see that and then see situations like this, I feel like they're coinciding. I would just say be mindful, because we're seeing these things and they're occurring, and it's I feel like they're being posted like, really, like y'all couldn't possibly try to, what do y'all think this is? Like this is an 18 whatever. But I need people to be mindful of the fact that generations are going to generation. A lot of these groups are still around, and they have been, of course, more dormant. But if they feel like since whomever is in office, they have some levity now, they may be moving even sparely. It was just like, it's like they've been inspired, or just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's whatever, but I would definitely be mindful of those things. And also whatever, over generations, a lot of anybody who was a triple person back in the day, they rolled over into politics and, you know, the police force, and it's all, we know where they are and where they ended up. So it wouldn't be surprising if it was one hand washing the other, and we did this thing and this deed, and, you know, X, Y, and Z is going to make sure that it's found, you know, oh, it was no foul play. Everything was everything here. Child, watch your back. Do not go anywhere at this point. Isolated.
Yeah. Pin your location to somebody you care about and love. And I know we say that a lot for women, but men, y'all need to be doing this too. There wasn't any women found. These were all men, grown men. So just please be mindful and keep your head on a swivel if you aren't already, because we just don't know what's going on. So here to lighten the mood, I just thought this was a good message. We need to hear this today. Sorry.
Deserve to be poor.
Hold on.
And if no one's told you today you're pretty and you don't deserve to be poor.
You hear that?
Too cute for poverty. Too smart to settle.
Come on. Word today. He preached a word. I just wanted everyone to know that you're too pretty to be poor, too pretty to settle, or to be struggling. Just know that you are loved. You are special. You is good. You is kind.
I didn't know it was a thing. Not too pretty to be pretty. Nobody's too pretty to be poor. Okay. Unfortunately, that beauty won't save you. Be pretty and be productive.
Well, yeah, that's the point. I think that's where you're supposed to get your mind right, right? Know that I am pretty and I don't have to be poor, you know? Just need to change that mindset. I just thought that was a good affirmation. You know what I mean? But now let's get over here, and not to echo, well, kind of to echo everything that happened. If you guys know anything about, if you're on YouTube, well, you guys are on YouTube because you're watching us on YouTube, but Arman Wiggins, the Arman Wiggins show, gave us daily commentary on Diddy for the entire trial, right? All of the 8 weeks. He got an Airbnb in New York on his own dime. And honestly, this afforded him a lot of opportunities. I know he did TMZ, Nancy Grace. Like, this gave him opportunities that no doubt will set him up for the future, right? However, if you didn't watch him in his daily reviews, what you're about to see may look shocking. But if you watched him on a daily basis, you know that he had bought bottles of baby oil, and one of his taglines was, "More oil, more oil." And again, he brought a ton of levity to a situation that was otherwise very hard to watch, very hard to listen to. And he captured, I think these lives had upwards of 20, 30,000 people every time he went live, discussing the trial. But after the verdict, he's doing his rounds outside the courthouse. And what I will say is that we shouldn't do everything just because we can. And I do think that this was very, very distasteful to do in a public forum where you're surrounded by press, you're surrounded by other influencers. Everyone had cameras out here. And so he's kind of now eating the fruits of this. So I'm going to play this next segment. Just beware.
I told y'all this to get
Arman, you're either doing skits or you're a journalist, but you can't be both. Now, Arman Wiggins is currently fighting for his life on the internet because after the Diddy verdict yesterday, he was seen outside of the courthouse having random individuals rubbing baby oil all over his body. Shout out to Rap City ATL because they caught this snippet of Arman Wiggins' live stream, essentially explaining why he did it.
This is my platform. I spent my money. I covered this trial every single day for 60 days doing it. So if I want to support the man on the moon, I can do so. But that wasn't what this was about. This was about the moments that we've created here in this room. What this was no different than me thinking creatively off the top of my head in the moment and doing something for my fans and my people. This had nothing to do about celebrating Diddy. This was more about me, honestly, and doing the more oil, because whenever I'm out at the clubs, whenever I'm out at the bars, if I'm walking down the street, people are yelling, more oil, more oil. And so to me, it's no different than me throwing the oil on me, myself in here, drop kicking Cassie over here, flinging myself on the bed, coming from behind I've came behind this door every single day for this trial. We went viral every single day for reenactments through this whole.
So essentially he's saying he's putting on a show for his audience, a bunch of bird brains who laugh at the pain of the women and men who've come into Diddy's crosshairs.
Call me a bird brain because I was watching his commentary. Let me stop here because we're about to get into Miss Tia and Krishan. But Tyra, and like I said, love him or hate him, he had a perspective and a point of view, and he did bring levity to a situation. If you watched his commentary, it definitely isn't for everybody. But I think he did throughout the trial try to give both sides. But I know he got labeled as a misogynist. He got labeled as, taking not taking the victim seriously in it. Tyra, what are your thoughts and what did you think of this most recent display and his apology? Because she didn't play it, but he did apologize,
Yeah, I was watching it at first because Arman is hilarious. I enjoy a lot of what Arman does, and he was one of the few who were allowed in the courtroom and could give you different coverage that you weren't seeing or hearing. But he was also very comical in the delivery and, moral, all of that, like funny. But at a certain point, it did get a little exhausting because I think, nobody, even, on YouTube, whatever, you can never expect, he got a lot of engagement.
A
ton, out of nowhere. Cause I normally go to Arman cause he be all into the, anytime it's an album or female rap, he's very active in that way. So that's why I would frequent, but this was something different. And it was just who the hell are all these people? He's growing and getting all these opportunities. And then it just kind of, I don't know. It got really, really performative, and I was like, maybe I'll catch up with what Arman has to say later. But this is getting to be a bit too much for me. But it if all of that he just stated in the video and it was all, I came from behind here and we in my community, yeah, you were there in the confines of your own apartment or Airbnb or whatever. You were there, Armand. That's why those things work. Right there in front of the courthouse, it looks like you've aligned your values with whatever Diddy did, whatever you were just decided like, oh, he got off. Yes, more oil, dice me because our man coming home. Let's go. Like, that's what it looks like.
Pretty gay.
Like, there's a time and a place for everything, even if he thought it was, for the fans and the people who support and the more oil, the people who were funding the stay out there, the people who were buying more oil t-shirts. Yeah, it still should have just been there, because even though it's great now and there's a lot of engagement, this trial is temporary. And this is going to pass, and you never want to alienate people who may have be supporting you now or could support you in the future because of this display in this. And I think it was tasteless to even just I don't like the optics of it, even if it it's funny and it's comedy, but there's a time and a place for everything, and I don't think that was the place for strangers or whomever to dice you in baby oil. No.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy as hell. I mean, and like I said, there's a time and place for everything. He had established this community, but that was his online community. These
Yeah.
people don't know you. And if they do know you, it's still a clickbaity, like a viral news clip, right? Because there's really no other way to slice it. You got up there hopping. I think one lady with the blue wig came out there hopping. Her titties almost popped out. It was just a spectacle. It was an ordeal after that. Girl, it was. Well, so now, easing on down the road to something else. I just love Tia Kemp because she cusses so good, y'all. Now, here's what happened, just to give y'all the 411, if you don't follow Yunti. So there was the thing with Krishan and that baby. That baby. And we saw when she had the baby and she wasn't supporting the baby neck. We saw that the baby is not reaching certain milestones. We all saw it, right? Like, we see it when you see her. And I don't even follow Krishan, but it was just something that would always be in the feed. Somebody was always talking about it. Yunti got on the internet and was just like, I don't think she should have the baby online. I think she needs to, get the baby some help and, just focus on being a mom right now. Maybe not have the baby at the club appearances and all of that. Well, somebody then gave Krishan Tia Kemp's phone number. And that lady then called her in the middle of the night and woke her up out the sleep. And if you know anything about Tia Kemp, Rick Ross' baby mama, well, she says, that's my baby daddy. I'm not nobody's baby mama. But she's off the chain. Nobody cusses as good as Tia. They just don't, right? It's something totally different. So I'm going to take y'all down through here because I went down through here.
Stop playing on my phone, bitch. Bitch, you know me, you got my number, ho, but we gonna talk about Ronnie, ho, your real baby daddy. Ho, did you have him off? That's all I needed was a threat, bitch. I ain't Calissa, ho. I flatline your bitch ass, pussy ass, ho. Bitch, I got sure your motherfucking age, ho. If you ever in life think you could raise your hand up at me, bitch, I'ma lay your ass out, ho. Your mama and them better have some insurance on you, bitch, because I got insurance older than you, ho. Ho, you don't respect me. I ain't Calissa, bitch. Now call my motherfucking phone
said she cussed so good.
and wake me up, ho. I fly where the fuck you at, puss ass young ho. Musty bitch. Go take care of your motherfucking baby, ho. You do know me, ho. You on my line, ho. You woke me up out my sleep, pussy bitch. And ho, I got you recorded, so you know. Since you done threatened me, ho, pull up, like you say, when you come to Miami, you looking for... Bitch, if you ever in my round, bitch, we gon' skin you, ho, and I mean skin you, ho, 1612 century style, bitch. I ain't the fucking one, ho. I will put you in a fire pit in my backyard and throw the rest of your ass in the lake for the gators to eat, you little bastard, bitch, you. You don't deserve to be here, ho. Talking regular shit, talking gangbanging shit, saying weird in every goddamn sentence. Ain't that your vocabulary? Find somebody to fucking play with. Stop playing victim. All that narcissist ass shit. I don't like a motherfucker that play fucking victim and lie. You know how many times I called that girl back and how many times I talked to her? That ain't the only goddamn conversation. You want to see the fucking text messages? Because I got all of them.
And she like a dog with a bone. You can't even...
That's the first motherfucking text message. Cord that. Since you like the screen recorder, you're good at recording and all that shit, record that one. Record that one now for the slide it over. That's when I told her go read some books. Here it go right here. See? All that gangbanging talking and all that shit. You weird and all that. That's your word, ain't it? That's what you love to say, right? All these motherfucking messages right here. You going back and goddamn forth and talking shit. Who engaging with me like this and talking all that bullshit? She was saying that shit on the phone and hanging up in my motherfucking face. Here go Mo. See the eyes right there when I say, you want me to talk about Ronnie? Fuck wrong with you, ho. This hoe talked all this shit in my phone, then talking about some the Lord favored all this and that, and you calling on cripping on folks them and threatening me, ho, in the same text thread. Bitch, which one you is, a gangster? Or you sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost, ho? You gonna let the Lord do the work, or bitch, you gonna come crip and get your fucking knees prosthetic? You really will be crippled fucking with me. We ain't in California, ho. We're not. So, bitch, when you talking about coming to Florida and threatening, you better come correct, puss ass ho. Bitch, my name is Tia fucking Kemp. Don't you ever get it twisted, ho. I ain't one of them. I don't fear nobody but the Lord. You got me fucked up, little gal. Then the whole time I'm gonna get you counseled. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about a counsel, ho. Who this bitch like? Who done told this hoe she's some fucking body?
It goes on.
That's what the fuck I want.
But there is
Who lied to this bubblehead bitch? Girl, if you don't sit your little boo-boo looking ass down, you trashy, no pocketbook carrying ass bitch. I ain't never seen this hoe with a pocketbook. That bitch is a boy, ho. Oh, you out there playing football and all this shit, drinking, smoking dope, and you pregnant. Girl, you do not want to start with fucking me. I'm gonna teach you a lesson. You don't want to go back to jail, little bitch. Not on the string of young T-ho. I'm gonna lock your ass up or I'm gonna bag your ass up. Toe tag your fucking ass. And that ain't no threat, it's a promise. I'm dead ass serious, because once you don't threaten me in my life, I got it right here. On motherfucking document, bitch, in a text. Right there. This whole time about on Crip and them. In case I'm gonna say she's a gangbanger, it's a terrorist of fucking
all day. Tia don't stop. And when I tell you that there's probably an hour worth of footage like of her cussing her out, like there's multiple videos, like she can't, Tia don't let nothing go. And people have been on other celebrities like Krishan, leave Auntie Tia alone, like just apologize and just go on your merry way. Like that is not the type of smoke that you want, because Tia is on a tirade. I think she even did a live today. But she cusses so good. I just listen, the way that I cackled and laughed, and it's not great, y'all. I don't revel in it. But it was funny. Tyra, thoughts? I know you knew nothing about this. When she called her Labubu.
No, anything Krishan, I stay far away. Tia can't. Girl, Rick Ross never stood a chance. How was you even over there with Tia? Like
she cussed.
Her mouth is extremely lethal. Tia has found her own virality, her own station outside of being Rick Ross's baby mama, just off the strength of her mouth. Why you would ever call that lady, I don't know.
I don't know.
Why would you call her? Why would you call her? Like, girl, who has the time? I wouldn't. Like, you put fuel on a fire. Like, you gave her a narrative to go with, and maybe she's gonna go with it
all the way.
This is a part of her celebrity now. Like, this is crazy. I'm not even. I'm mad at it, but I'm not, because yo, bro, Blue, what you want to do? Like, you can't come over there with the Baltimore beatdowns with everybody. It's always going to be some young heifer somewhere thinking she's the first person on earth to have hands and have those hands be lethal. I will tell anybody this: nobody will whoop your ass like an OG, like old school, or a gay man. Play with him if you want to. Play with you if you want to. Like, you are not the first person to try to Rocky Balboa, bitch. You are not the first person walking to have hands. Baby. You cannot test everybody. You just can't. That's not smart. Leave that lady alone. Leave that lady alone. I don't know why. Like, just leave her alone. Hopefully this doesn't go past this conversation. But please don't call her again and wake her up out of her goddamn sleep. Thank you.
Please don't go to her city. She was always talking about getting them young girls. My mama always told me there's always somebody bigger and badder. Always somebody bigger and badder. And I don't mess with them aunties. I don't. Those are games that you're not ready to play with, because Tia ain't finna wrestle with you. It's gonna be one and done. Yeah. bang bang. Like I don't
Thank
know
you.
why we're
I
playing those
don't.
games. And honestly, Tia kept it very cute in her initial post. It wasn't, you know how she can be disrespectful. She didn't talk about the baby then. She didn't talk about the baby now, but before she didn't talk about the baby. She was just like, I think, baby's not getting milestones. Take some time off the internet. It's not paying you anyway. You're not monetized. So just take this time to spend with your baby, keep them out of the club, appearances and all of that.
The baby in the club.
Yeah, they say
I
she
don't
brings
know.
the baby's 2 now, and they say she brings him to all the appearances, and she has him covered up with a blanket in a corner.
What?
But that's what Tia said, y'all. I don't.
Girl, leave them people alone. Like, don't give her. Last I seen of Krishan, which I didn't ask for, but once they put on the timeline, she's there. Krishan was at a party and stuck her bare hands in a cake and ate somebody else's cake. It was like, well, I'm famous, and I didn't see no utensils around. Like, baby, her and that savagery, the beastliness of it all. Keep it over there. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. Hopefully she finds her way, and hopefully that baby's fine.
Yeah, hopefully. But y'all, that's all I had for the night. Tyra, anything else you want to say to the people before we prepare for members only movie night?
Y'all, consider becoming a member of the collective, a member of the struggle, a member of the Sweet Peas. We would love to have you. There has been a decline. And the I guess the fanfare for who wants to become a member and hang out with us, we really have a good time. And I feel like we've gotten really great at what we deliver as far as members and how we fellowship in that way. So we would love to have engagement that way. So please consider becoming a member. We would love to have you guys there and have you guys in the Discord as well. Like, all of you who show up on a regular basis and support, please become at least a Discord member. We just we try really hard to build community here. And it's really important. When the videos ain't videoing and when YouTube is YouTubing, the thing that keeps Ashley and I going for sure is the community and the base that we've built here. It's just so great, and we like that camaraderie. So please continue to support us, but also consider becoming a member of the Discord or just a member overall. We would love to have you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like, be sure to comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and please be sure to hit that notification bell. It does a lot, and you'll know whenever we go live. Have the most amazing night, and we will see you guys later.